Hello, everybody, and welcome to On the Block Podcast. My name is McCray Olson, and I am here with the awesomely awesome, coolest dude in the world, Cameron. How's it going, Cameron?
It's going good. I'm starting to notice a trend in these newer seasons. It's the super fans go home early.
That is very true.
Is this camera even looking at me? What the fuck?
Yeah, you got a lot of headroom, as we call it in production. Yeah, that's too much headroom, but no, you're looking good. Yeah, I think that's something we're gonna touch on. Where does that? But the thing about it is, like, when did it end? Like after Steve won? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Is that the end of it?
Because when Steve was there, it was like they were already cautious of Steve.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, he's a lot like Ian.
Yep.
But now that Ian and Steve both won,
it's just double nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it's like scary.
Interesting.
So nobody will. Yeah, I think that's what my opinion is.
Excellent
On that.
I think we'll kind of get into that when we.
I was literally just like, who was the super fan last season?
Yeah.
What about 18? Who was it? Meech, maybe? Yeah.
Meech. In my old age, I feel like I'm just like forgetting more and more. I just forget these seasons. Like I don't remember even who was on last season. Really, I just like don't. I don't know. It's so weird. I don't know. My brain is just becoming mush. Just much.
That's fine.
So, in an attempt to try to revive my brain, I'm going to try to recall everything that happened tonight in the episode. All right. We'll start with the announcer being like, "This time, previously on Big Brother." Bah, bah. And it's like, "Oh, I didn't do that." Yes, you did. Okay, wait. No, so I shouldn't do it like that.
What are you talking about?
Okay. All right. So we'll skip past that part. Let's go.
I think we need to tell the people that I didn't watch the first half.
Oh, okay.
I was busy at work.
Yep.
So
that's a disclaimer. So that's exactly why I'm going to recall all this first part. And if you can, in chat, please help. But yeah, no, of course. I love the star wipes in the beginning. Like, they've been using star wipes a bunch. Love star wipe. I think that's a fucking awesomely awesome, stupid-ass editing technique that is fun as fuck for this. I don't know. I think it's campy, but it's so fun. That's my 2
I think
cents
that
on
the
stuff
recaps
like that.
are getting way too long.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, they're getting into BB Can territory where it's...
Those Big Brother Canada ones are so good, though. The one thing, like, okay, yeah, you're right, they are too long, but the thing that is awesome is that they, like, highlight, like, whoever is editing those intros. Like, the person in Big Brother Canada takes, like, the most amount of time, where it's, like, they always have where, like, it, like, their person is outlined, and then the background's true. Like black and white, and they like pop out of the picture. It's fucking like Ken Burns documentary shit. I love
it's
that.
It's like Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, exactly. It's so stylized and awesome. Exactly, that's exactly what it is. I love that shit so much, and to me, like, that is the extra tender loving care that like our season or our show needs, really. But yeah, okay, that's just what I have to say about production style on the intro. I do like the intro. I think it's a fun one, where it shows like them in their former glory. So we get into it. What happened? What happened at the last one? We have nominations. Shannon's pissed. Okay, so Shannon gets into the bedroom. She starts like pretty much crying. Everyone's trying to console her. She starts spilling tea. Omarosa comes in there and realizes that Shannon's like obviously like playing like she's just like sob story essentially. Omarosa sees through it, but Shannon seems like she's kind of winning people over. Eventually, everyone besides Shannon goes up to HOH. Brandy. Stupidly, really, she tells everyone that she's like, yeah, I kind of want to save Shannon. She's like, I don't actually want to save her, but I want to. Where she kind of like, it seems like she kind of ran it back as soon as she said it, but like at the same time, you could feel like the feeling was there where like, oh yeah, if you just pushed her enough, she might actually save Shannon. So that definitely led into like oh, will she actually save Shannon? All that kind of bullshit. But everyone's just like, yeah, she's dangerous. Oh, and at that point, they talk about Brandy out of nowhere is pretty much like, did you sleep with Trump? And then
What the
like
hell?
I think okay, so like it was I didn't hear what she exactly said to her, but the contextual clues I got from after that was like Omarosa talking about like, oh no, but there is a person that does sleep around in the White House or whatever, and
Oh
then like
shit.
something like that. Also, this is all through me hearsay and all that. Go to the source. Yeah, that's what. Yeah. But then Brandy was like, "Oh, because I've heard from other people from the Celebrity Apprentice that seasons before hers, they slept with Trump or whatever to do better or something." I don't know. It was all just
Yeah.
like, "Whoa, this is all crazy. Where did it come from? Nowhere. I don't know." But that was like the end of that segment.
Wow.
It was weird. It was weird. I got to go back and watch that part because I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" Yeah, it was interesting. I don't know what you're gonna comment on that. You can't. So, you just can't.
Yeah. Was Omarosa talking about Trump again all the time?
No. It was like it was brought up to her, like questions asked to her. I don't remember. She talked about the White House in the last one, right? I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's see. I'm trying to think of what else. Shannon. Oh, the James thing. Okay, so James was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna take a shower," and Ross and Marissa were in the bathroom, in the little like hangout spot in the bathroom. Oh man.
This is my destiny.
I'm trying to figure out.
I'm supposed to do this.
Damn it, I can't stop that. People that are listening right now, they can hear some stuff going on, and yep. Oh, you just subscribed. That's why. So
Yeah.
like on my stream, there's like an alert that I don't know how to pause it, but it's just gonna always keep happening whenever that does happen. I appreciate that. So pretty much, James is like, "I'm gonna shower." They're in there just like bullshitting, and then like Marissa's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be so into it," and Ross is like, "I'm not gonna watch." And then James pretty much equates himself to a stripper because he's taking off his clothes and he's getting into the shower, and Marissa's getting all fucking hot and bothered by it, and Ross was not gonna watch. It was a great little segment. I thought it was real fun.
They were being funny.
It was very funny. I definitely remember situations like that in the house where I was like, man, I feel a little bit better about my body. I'm like, it's like me, Andy, Judd, and Spencer, and it's like, man, I do have a nice body, you know. Out of these guys, I'm feeling
like
okay.
look around, and you're
yeah,
like,
I might be the hot guy this season.
You're the guy everybody's clamoring for.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
why. Yeah.
Silly. It's so silly. Y'all know that. Yeah, whatever.
James
so that
Maslow can pull it off stripping in the house.
Oh yeah, and like he was definitely playing it up a little bit. He definitely, even Brandy at this one point in this episode was like, she's like, "You're cute and you're talented, but you're just obnoxious," or I think that's what she said. But like cute and talented, to like preface it by that, I was just like, well, it sounds like you're kind of into him, but you don't want to admit it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm putting words in her mouth, but it just like seemed weird to preface it with that. But I thought that was funny. The thing about him, like the weirdest thing is that I definitely got a Nick vibe from him tonight. Like his diary rooms are like, that's what I imagine Nick would have been like if he stayed my season. I talk about my season way too much, but I guess that's how I relate to what's happening.
I also like Nick on your season. You and Nick were like my picks.
I appreciate that. Nick, he's just too slimy. Like, not slimy like he's a bad person, but like he gives off the atmosphere of slimy. And Nick, I love you. If you're not, I know you're not watching. He's fucking doing science.
But
on
if someone
fucking
tweets you,
talent. Oh yeah. No. I love Nick. He knows exactly what I fucking mean. Whatever. Okay, so then that happens, and then let's see. I'm trying to think of. I think the next thing might happen. I'm starting to get him out of order now that I can't really align it. But they come to the family calls or whatever. Which right away they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna give you a little taste of your family." Like this is their halfway point essentially. But it's just like, that's stupid as hell. Like
this is Omarosa's second call, by the way.
Yeah, she's already got one. I can't believe. Yeah. But yeah, so like they fucking start showing their families and stuff, and like I don't remember which order they went. But like Marissa's was her son and her husband or whatever, and they had like a pretty little, or they had a good little bit in it where it was like, oh yeah, take 25. I don't know, but like I was like, oh man, that's yeah, that's good. And then like watching Meta World Pieces was really good. Seeing his wife and seeing him get fucking crazy.
Did it show like the other person on the other line, or just show them talking to
It's just
them?
like it was just like a video, like we're like talking right here, where it's like, "Hey, I just want to say I miss you."
Oh, it was a video call.
Yeah, it was like a video, and it wasn't a call where they could like talk back and forth. It was just like, "Here's a video message from your family." Like Mark's was,
okay.
yeah, like Mark's was sweet. But yeah, like, yeah, I was a little weepy during Marissa's, but then like they showed Ariadna.
Yeah.
They showed her.
Just call her Ari. Just
Ari,
do
it's
it.
the easiest way to do it. They showed her family, and she was like, ah. But then they showed her like dad or her grandpa or whatever, but like whoever's dying in her family, and then she just
Oh.
like was wailing, and like I was like, oh my god, like. The thing that's so weird about the show that like I've realized now, like I start fucking rolling tears every time they do the family, like they show the family, no matter what now. Like before
Yeah.
Big Brother, it never happened to me ever. But like for
Yeah.
whatever reason, like I know what's going on, I feel like, and like now I cry like a little girl. Like it's yeah, it's so weird. That's a screwed up thing. Yeah, I don't know. That's
You're a
odd.
human being that feels empathy.
Well, I mean,
Strange.
absolutely. But like,
Strange.
the thing that I want to highlight, well, absolutely, but I want to highlight is like everyone that ever sees the show is like, oh, like whatever. I don't even care. I wouldn't care at
Yeah.
all. I'll never cry. That's some bullshit. 3 months sounds like a vacation. You know, like no, shit's no
yeah.
joke. Like it's no joke, and shit will change you. Like. I don't take this game lightly. I don't know. Yeah, people shouldn't take it lightly. That's what I gotta say about that. I thought that was like every time they do it, it's awesome. But as soon as they said it, I was like, "Are you guys fucking kidding me? Like 2 weeks? Like you guys have been there for 2 weeks essentially. Like they're pushing
Yeah.
3 now. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I thought it was nice. It was a nice little moment.
I used to think that the same thing in Survivor, and I feel like because in Survivor it's around day 25-ish, day 30-ish
Mhm.
when they finally get the loved ones challenge or whatever, and they all like cry so much for that,
Yeah.
and I was just like,
What?
what?
Come on.
But
Yeah.
they have like to survive.
You go
and,
through
like,
such mental torture doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Like it really is torture, and to like have a little bit of comfort is fucking the biggest thing in the whole world. Yeah, no, yeah, it changes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think like that, and I think that other people should, yeah, try to like open your minds to the idea that you might be that same person. You might go in there and cry like a little girl. Yeah, or a big girl, or a big man, or whatever, big boy. I don't know.
what was the date of the premiere? I can't remember. I want to see how long they've been sequestered. Oh,
I don't
was it
remember.
January 31st or February 1st? It's been about 2.5 weeks,
Yeah, yeah,
we'll say.
yeah, exactly. I think we're definitely getting close to 3, but
I mean, that's not too bad. Like,
no, it's not. But I mean, a lot of stuff happens. You forget. Like time moves so slowly in there. It's so weird.
yeah.
It's a yeah. But also, man, 2 weeks, and then you're like, like then they give them.
Fuck, I was sequestered longer than that.
Oh shit! Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't even have people to talk to.
Yep. 17 days. Julie said 17 days says Thorgarth. So
Okay.
let's see. We go up to this episode kind of slogged. Like for that first beginning part, I was like, oh yeah, there's a lot of good little segments here. But I think like yeah, this episode it was slow. Like I want like this one it's prime for a double eviction, you know.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be with the
I-
2-hour slot.
Yep. And then we'll also remind me to talk about what the vote was. I saw what that vote was because everyone thought
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, maybe that would have something to do with this episode. It didn't. Okay, moving on. I don't remember what else happens. Nothing notable, I don't think.
There
Some
was
more-
the veto, man.
Yeah, so let's get to that.
You
Veto,
like the black box vetoes?
black box vetoes. Has it been vetoes before? Has it been HOHs? Okay, they've been vetoes. Okay, so ours was like a have-not competition. I think ours was the first black box.
I'm struggling to remember.
I don't know if Ian's season did a black box.
Oh well, it doesn't matter.
Yep. No, but that's the the black box. I thought that was fucking awesome. Like, I think this one was super cool. I don't get the premise. Like, so you had to sit in the seat for what, 10 seconds? I don't know. You get exploded with some juice. Holy shit. You get exploded with some juice. You have to crawl through some holes. You're through the sticky shit. That sticky shit is the stickiest shit there ever was in the world. Shit's really annoying.
It was honey.
Yeah, is that what it has to actually be honey. I bet it is actually honey. It's fucking insane.
That's a lot of honey.
It'd be a lot of honey to waste.
What do you? There was quite a few funny parts because of this is when I started and I walked in.
Yeah.
So the funny parts were like Brandy throwing the ball against the wall to see if the room is a square or a circle.
I think that was genius. I am so
she's like
into
a
that.
bat using like echolocation. Was like
that's what I thought. No, that's smart. Like, you can fucking triangulate, you know? That's what happens.
Yeah, I guess, or you could just clap or do anything else.
That's a good call. You're right. I thought that was
what
so
else?
Great.
Omarosa.
The sound effects were awesome.
Oh my god, the editing guys.
Yeah, so amazing. Omarosa.
It's like
I love I don't remember who was doing the kicks, but I love like the kick noise. Or whatever.
That was Brandy. She was like swinging her leg.
I was
like she's on Broadway or something.
I thought that was so fucking funny.
What else?
Oh my god,
Omarosa going forward and then going backwards, and she's like, it's a good thing she wasn't in trouble because she did terrible.
Yes. Let's see. I can't remember. Yeah. Was she also hitting her head? Yeah, people hitting their head. I think all that stuff.
People
is
are
so
saying
good.
black screen.
Yeah, I got that. I fixed it. I think that's why
okay.
I got a phone call. I don't know why that happened. I think my computer's been acting funny. Ooh, we're getting weird stuff. Yep. So hey, we had our own little black box right there. You know, that was part of that was the atmosphere I was trying to build.
There we go.
Yep.
That was a good save.
Yep. So no, I think I'm trying to think of what else was really funny. I love it when they use those cannons to just like shoot shit all over them. I think that's always funny, especially if it gets them right in the mouth and stuff. That's always great. I don't know. I think I don't know who else was funny. James kicked ass.
James was doing really good.
But I also just didn't know what the wind conditions were. That's what I want to know.
They just had to they had to go through everything, get the light switch, turn the light on. Yeah.
But there had to have been like, okay, you have to sit in the chair for 1 second and take a fucking load in the mouth. Then you have
I remember. I wasn't there for the rules, but it sounded like that there was like every room they went in, it said what they had to do.
Okay, okay. You have to cross the river of goo. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You're in my honey lair.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
So I think that, like, okay, yeah, it's cool to have people that have been on Big Brother on. Like, I mean, it's fun, like, on our show right here. But the people that I think I really want to get are people that, like, there's one dude that, like, he was a dude that picked the music for us in the morning. A dude, like, just in production. Or, like, the guy that does the voice work for all that stuff. Like, there's a guy that, like, there's one guy that does a lot of the voice work and stuff. And it's like, that'd be a fun person to have on the show. You know, like, if we could get Heath, fucking, like, the games coordinator, fucking Heath Lumen, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Like, that would be a fucking awesome interview, in my opinion. I wonder, like, he might be under some sort of terms and regulations, but that's the people I want to interview. I don't know why.
Yeah, that would be cool to pick apart their brain. I was talking to one of the people in a show, and I was like, "Oh, what sets did you make?" And he's like, "The ones that you failed, basically."
Yeah, all those ones.
Like,
yeah.
damn it.
That's so funny. Yeah, so I mean, Shannon puts up a good time. It's not as close James, I don't know. Like James is built for it because he's fucking. You're just like when you're younger, you're dumber. You're just gonna throw your body at stuff. Like man, when I like that's how we played that black box where it was just like I was like all out, just going as fast as I could. I was like, I don't care if I hit stuff. Like I don't know. Like when you're that young.
Donnie
and dumb,
won the veto in that one.
that's because he's Donnie. He's Donnie, baby.
And they were trying to throw it. They were like giving the other people because that was the battle of the
I
block.
don't remember how
like,
that episode went.
tied-
How that black box went.
He was attached to somebody. I think and the other person was trying to throw it, and then Donnie,
Yeah. He's
Donnie
attached
pulled
to
it out.
fucking what's his face. Let's never speak of him again. Yep.
I don't even
think
know
that's
who.
right. What was the black box of? Do you remember any of the other ones?
I think there wasn't one on OTT.
It must be.
Can't
like
remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's a sweet concept where it's just like, oh, it's dark as fuck, and you have to fucking just do a bunch of stuff. I love that.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's
and it's
always
different
funny. Yeah, it's always different. They're always like a different concept, but I think it's always like really, really funny to see people just like stumble and bumble around with no like perception. I think that's just a great premise every time.
There was one in BB-18 where they had to collect, I don't know, discs or something, and then whoever after a half hour, they got all the discs.
Okay.
I can't remember what. Or donuts.
Interesting. See, I don't remember that, but that's sweet. That's such a cool concept or such a good game. Yeah. So Shannon wins. Then I mean, yeah, you should take over. I don't remember. Let's see what else.
So
happened.
no, Shannon doesn't win.
James wins.
James Maslow wins. Shannon has like a pity party.
She just fucking cries. Like, man, I get it. It's tough as fuck, but it's also yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably a good strategy, right? Like that has to be a decent strategy. It doesn't hurt, does it?
It doesn't hurt, but it's like it doesn't really help either.
Yeah.
If I was in the house and there's somebody sulking over there, like poor, I don't know, whatever, I would actually bond closer to my team than like team. I would bond closer with my alliance than with her. Like I don't know.
Or it's just like, all right,
I
we
wouldn't
all
have
have
very
to
much
do this.
empathy.
We all have to end it. I mean, it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't, because it's like if you were like, all right, well, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna try to bounce back, where it's just like, wow, she's really strong. Like that's exactly all the reason to get her out. But if she cries a bunch, where it's like, well, she's already defeated, might as well get her out. You know, like no matter what, it's a lose-lose situation.
It works better in a regular season of Big Brother because you have a whole week of the whole alliance potentially imploding. But when it's so short of a time frame, then it wouldn't work. So in this season, you either have to go balls to the wall, like you got to start throwing bombs, saying Marissa and Ross, we had a threesome, and Brandy, whatever, like Brandy and Adriana, you should know that, just saying stuff and then being like Omarosa, I don't know, just calling people out.
Wait a second. So did you see Brandy and let's see. Did you see when Omarosa told James that he was probably going to be safe?
Omarosa told James?
Yeah, so this is a part that I missed in my description. This is actually super important though. Omarosa told James that he was going to be safe. And then James was like...
That he was going to be safe?
He would be... wait. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was that. But pretty much, like, it led to the implosion of, like... Brandy called her out immediately about it. James was brought into the whole thing. It was straight Big Brother. This is something you have to go back and watch because it was so fucking awesomely Big Brother. Whereas, like, yeah, you have to call people on their shit when they're fucking like, no, bring him in here.
Lying.
Bring him in
and
here.
And Omarosa was the one lying?
Yeah, Omarosa was the one lying. She's, like, trying to weasel out almost. Like, she's, like, looking for exits. You could tell on her face, like, she was caught. Like, it was awesome. But, like, to me, what I want to highlight is that it highlighted that Brandy is a fucking great player. I think she's actually good. But I mean, it's also one of those things where it's like she reminds me of Amanda, where it's like she's fucking like abrasive and upfront, which makes like a good, decent player, but also like that shit can hurt you in the end. Where me, I'm like, don't get into it yet. Like let's talk shit about them later. Like,
Yeah.
but they want to like bring it like, let's like air it out. You know, I
Some
think
people are
scary.
better like in a one-on-one like convo. Like I think me personally, I can like get people on their side more if it's one-on-one.
Yeah, that's
but
how
if
I
it's
am.
in a group atmosphere, then I don't think it would work. And probably for Brandy that works, and that's why she got
She's
like
dominant in that kind of situation. In that setting, she's very dominant. Yeah, and I thought it was just like, oh, she's a fucking fantastic. Like, again, I was just like, man, these are two good game players, like going at it. Like, Omarosa versus Brandy. I think like I just hope that it like escalates. I hope that actually happens. I hope one of them doesn't get taken out by a double eviction. I hope like they stick around and it's just fireworks because that's.
Were
Gonna
you
be fun.
impressed by Brandy like these last couple days or last couple episodes? I feel like Brandy
She's
is
stepping
like
up.
yeah.
In my
I
opinion,
think she's
stepping up.
She's here. I
Yep.
was like so down on her.
Yep.
Like I feel like I was so down on a lot of people
Yep.
preseason. But like she threw in the hinky vote today, which I am 100%
Yes.
for every hinky
Yes.
vote ever.
Yep.
Except for if somebody tells you to do it.
Yep.
Cough, cough, Kevin.
Yep.
But I love the hinky vote. I
That
love
was
Brandy's
huge.
play, and now that I know that she's calling Omarosa out in front of
Oh,
everybody,
she was.
saying,
Yeah, she had no qualms. She was like, no. Let's get down to business. Let's get down to it. And it was just like,
Yeah.
And it was that awkward like tension. Oh, and that
Because-
you're 100% right. Go on.
that does two things because it proves like if you want to fuck with Brandy, you got to be prepared to face not just her, but her addressing it in front of everybody, which
Yep.
is terrifying.
Yep.
Because there's one thing that there's two things you got to do to win Big Brother, and one of them is lie, and she's gonna call you out on it, and the other
yeah.
I forgot. So
Amazing. I
I
love
forgot
it.
where that was going.
No,
I forgot where
love
that
it. On the block,
But-
baby.
was
That's the way she goes. No, but I mean, yeah, she definitely stepped up as a character, and I honestly was like, I really didn't have much promise for her in the beginning, but now I'm like, she could be yeah. I think both her and Omarosa have shown that they both have like minds for the game, and I would like to see them come back even on a regular season if it was. It wouldn't happen. But
That's not gonna
man,
happen.
it wouldn't happen. But man, I want to see both of them play the real game. You know, like that's what I
Yeah.
really want to see, and that's the biggest bummer of this.
I got a question. So
Yes.
there's two duos in this house, right? There's two power duos. There's Ross and Marissa, and Adriana and Brandy.
Yep.
Which duo are you rooting for?
Okay, so I mean,
Because you got two super fans.
Yep, and that's the
basically.
problem. That's why I have to root for super fans. Like I always root for super fans. Like, but do I want to see those? Brandy and Ari win or take them down? Yes, absolutely. Because I think there's so much like they're the underdogs. Like, I like when recruits do good. Like,
Yeah.
John Party is one of the awesomest stories in like Big Brother history, I think, where it's just like this motherfucker just gained a bunch of knowledge and fucking like used smart people to his advantage, like, and then he fucking won out. I don't know, just like I love those stories of like casuals that come in and start to learn and figure shit out. So I think like. Yeah, Ari is definitely in that group. She's definitely like learning what's going on like as we go. I think like as long as she doesn't get taken out by some bullshit, Ari's gonna actually like start to become a really really scary player too. She's got youth, but yeah, Brandy socially is just an animal.
I think also Brandy and Adriana have a better comp abilities.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I actually rooting for the two Adriana and Brandy
Mhm.
because even in their first episode, I don't think they even had a DR for either of them. They were just that like low under the radar, and I just blew it off like they were going to be nothing this season. But
Yeah,
they teamed up, and now I think that they're like a huge force.
Super threat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They're gonna
Right.
be loyal to each other forever.
Yeah.
Huge
I think Ross is in a pickle going forward.
Yeah.
He's probably the next to go.
I'd imagine. That's absolutely what I'd imagine. Omarosa's kind of buried herself into a nice little spot as long as she doesn't fucking stir shit up. I think where it's like she could be next on the chopping block for sure, but I think again her gameplay is impressive just to get herself off this last week and then just be not a target at all this week. Like now she just has to ride that wave essentially and fucking figure out where her place is in the house.
What I don't get is why did they put Mark up instead of Omarosa? Because Omarosa got caught in the lie.
Yeah.
And Brandy and Adriana are in the alliance. Like, they are like the twosome, and Brandy's leading the charge there.
Yeah.
And Omarosa's been on the block before, so I just don't see the logic. Unless if Mark said he'll be a pawn, which, okay, never be a pawn, because people the first week they'll be like, oh, okay, sweet, he was the pawn, but the next week it's like, oh, he was on the block before, whatever, and then people get comfortable with you being on the block, Spencer. So then you just keep going up there. You're just the default dude.
I mean, that's not a bad position.
I don't think it's a great position because you don't know.
It's not a fun position. That's for fucking sure.
No, because you don't know when is your final time.
Yeah, when
like,
will they punch your ticket?
Like,
yeah.
It's like,
I definitely
actually
can see
this
that.
week.
But I think that is that's a strategy that's so fucking underrated. But I think I don't know if it's ever really come out. I don't know if anyone's ever fucking used I mean, Dr. Will, I guess, really. Like, Dr. Will was on the block a shit ton. And then, right? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I think, that is an underrated strategy that, no one's going to give you credit if you're a pawn. But, everyone knows how shitty it is to be on the block every fucking week. That sucks ass. So I think that, there's people don't give that strategy credit, and that strategy doesn't get credit at the end game. But it's if someone's sitting in the final two, and they did the strategy of pawn, we as a fucking fan base at least should give that more credit. I know there people get dragged to the end and shit like that, but I don't know. That's
I don't know. I feel like if you're good, you shouldn't end up on the block. I'm not saying that if you're nominated all the time, you're not good, because obviously you're good enough where they think you're a threat. But it becomes a line where it's no longer that you're the threat in the house. It's more of we just need somebody to be up there, and you're not going to be mad at me, right? And then it's like, yeah. So I really don't think that's a great strategy at all. And if anything, I feel like it leads to more boring seasons and more boring outcomes, because if you're used to, I don't know, someone just being on the block every single week, then it's really only you're nominating one person, and then you have this just decoy up there. I don't think it's great, and I don't like it. I don't think it's a good strategy.
Speaking of Spencer,
I mean, Spencer did great doing it.
And I think I would like to have him on, or I'd like to have him on. I love when he talks about that.
I would like to talk to him about this.
He's oh yeah, it was the shittiest experience of my life, just because it's week after week fucking a heart attack, but he's it's a decent strategy, and I think he is kind of on that same thing where it's that strategy doesn't get credit, but I think there's something to be said about that. But speaking of that motherfucker, everyone has to go wish Spencer Clausen a birthday wish right now. It is his birthday today. Everyone go to his Twitter page at Spencer B. Clausen on Twitter. Go wish that motherfucker a happy birthday. Because he's a fucking good dude, and he's the one that kicked off this whole goddamn project. Love you, buddy. If you're listening, I know you're not Spencer. So, what do we got? We're let's get to the vote. I mean, we know that it's Mark and fucking Shannon on the block. You were talking about how do you think you thought it should have been Omarosa. I mean,
yeah,
I can see both ways on that one. Just because it's the problem is that if you put Omarosa up, then the likelihood to change the vote becomes higher. You might end up getting even more blood on your hands because the two people that you did put up, like, those two people will stay. So you have two people instead of guaranteed one person. If you put Mark up, no one in the house is going to vote for Mark. Like, it just isn't going to happen. He's too vanilla, which also says something about Mark and his position in the game.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? I mean, I obviously see why you put up Omarosa, just to keep her kind of, like, in line, just, like, so she doesn't get crazy. But also, like, that's an opportunity for her to fucking be like, well, fuck this. Like, I'm going to get crazy now. I mean, I don't know. I just think, yeah, Mark's a safer bet.
Yeah. Yeah, because I could see Mark and then James voting to evict Omarosa. And then they would just need 2 more votes, which could be Meta. No, Meta's with Omarosa. I don't know where they get the other 2 votes from. Or it could have been, the other 2 could have been Ross and Marissa just deciding, you know what, fuck this.
Exactly.
Fuck this. I used to be on this ship, but you know what?
Yeah.
I don't want to be on this ship anymore. So yeah, they probably made the better play.
And the other thing, like, I think it's a
Because
better...
what's the point in saving,
I think this is a better play because, like, all right, so in week 1 they wanted to, like, they were trying to throw around the idea of, like, putting Mark up to test his mettle or to, like, fuck with him, essentially. I think this week is a better week to actually fuck with him. Just because it's like, no, you're going to be safe. But just to see, like, just to test his mettle, to see, like, what he does on the block, you know, where it's like everyone's roles are kind of, like, more fleshed out. So everyone kind of has, like, oh, like, Mark's the cleaner guy. And he's, like, kind of the guy that's like, oh, yeah, just hanging around trying to hang with the kids. You know, like, he himself puts himself in that position. So it's like, I think it's also a fucking, like... Now we can actually see because he knows he's not going home, but will he actually know? Or, like, he could go crazy. He could fuck around, like, and then that's just like, okay, well, he's next week then, you know? He might make a target for himself. Yeah, that's what
do you think of the eviction speeches?
Well, okay, so I don't really remember.
I'll summarize it because I remember them both.
Okay.
Because I have strong feelings.
Good.
Marx was basically a pile of shit, and then he's basically talking about how who's going to clean the dishes when he's gone. He's quoting things that nobody knows about, and then he sits down, and I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah. That was okay, and I was just thinking, like, well, at least in BB Celeb, they aren't plugging themselves.
Yeah.
I said that out loud, and then Shannon is like, okay, first, everybody go to, and I'm like, no!
Okay.
Shannon!
I agree with that, but I do want to give her credit for not being like, oh, my Twitter handle is Shannon Elizabeth. Like, at least I didn't hear that right. Like, she didn't say her Instagram was like...
Ranty pants. Fuck that stupid. I hate when people do that shit.
I want to do that. If I went back, I'd do that in a heartbeat. Well, and that's it. I guess I did because I was like hamsterwatch.com when I fucking walked out of that house.
Imagine, like, Spencer every week just being like, yo, follow
Dave
me.
Grohl. Oh, well, that's... yeah, no, Spencer had funny ones because he was like, yeah, like, I love Dave Grohl. Like, where it's just like, what are you talking about now?
But it was better because he wasn't plugging. I hate when people plug their shit.
I don't like when people plug their stuff, but at least I was like, well, her stuff is at least, like, socially... I like... At least it's, like, not just her plugging herself. Like... At least it's some sort of cause that I don't necessarily agree with.
But it's her own charity.
No, yes, of course. Of course I don't necessarily, I don't know. I don't know if I'm just trying to temper myself because I like her a lot and I'm trying to be like,
no. Yeah, be on her side because I see a lot of people online that are like, yeah, Shannon, you go, girl. Like, about that speech, and I just want to go off and be like, this is ridiculous. It's setting like a precedent for the future. It's already been happening, and I was hoping this season wouldn't be that.
Yeah.
They just started holding the door open like last season or two, and now they're just holding the door open to see the crowd.
Yeah, like I was afraid of that door. Like I thought I was gonna like electrocute me or something. Like don't fuck with that door. I don't even want to touch that motherfucker. I'm so superstitious.
Yeah,
like,
because it's just like if you walk out that door, you're done. It's over.
It's gone. Yep. I agree.
It's like jumping off the ledge. But anyway.
But also, the other thing about that, what I want to say is fucking like, no fucking final plea has ever changed anyone's mind in the history of Big Brother. Never has that final plea changed anyone's mind, in my opinion.
That's true.
Like, I don't know. So it's like, what are you going to do with your time? Like, again, Spencer fucking was like, yo, Dave Grohl, give me a shout out. Like, like he was plugging all sorts of random ass shit. Like, and it's, I don't know. I obviously I get absolutely what you're saying because I hate that shit too. But I was also a person that was like hamsterwatch.com as I was picking my fucking bag up, like walking out that door. Like, and again, shout out to hamsterwatch.com, the greatest fucking update site. And at Hamsterwatch.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I also plugged them. I said I'm not going to be the first hamster to leave this house, and didn't end up but that happened.
Yeah, so she walks. I don't really remember if they even had like a little bit of them like looking at the memory wall. Don't remember.
No,
I don't think I saw that.
They did.
I think they just went to.
They just got right into
her interview. I thought her interview was interesting. I don't know. I was kind of bummed out that she's so bitter. I don't know. Like I hope she gets tempered and she like watches back and she realizes that she's a fan and will award the person that plays the best.
No, see, this is something that I didn't get before going on the show, but now I totally get being bitter, because it's bullshit. Like you gotta, like you cut me and you want me to vote for you. You have to have been nice. Like this makes the game seem so much harder. To win, because you're dealing with the minefield of having to vote everybody out and then and let them vote for you. And it's not only do you have to put people on the jury who you think are going to vote for you, but you also have to put them there in the order that you think that is necessary, because some people value strategy and you'd want to get them out later than the crazy
people that also value strategy are usually going to be more strategic players when it know, right? Sure. Like that's the problem. But I agree with you, your premise for sure. My problem was that is like usually most people I was always going to give a fucking goodbye message that was like, like I'm sorry, you're a fucking good person. Like, I give the fucking ones that you're just like, shut the fuck up, you little bitch. Like, I'm gonna punch you out. Like, people probably hate my ass. But yes. The problem is that it's like the game is fucking, like, lies and deceit and fucking backstabbing. I don't know why, but, like, I'm a person that's like, I doff my cap to fucking anyone that bests me, because the person that bests me is a person that I want to win. I got beat by the best. And that's, like, the way that I think about it, but also, like, I get fucking being pissed off, Like, I get that shit. And, like,
I might be a better Betty.
No, but the other thing is that, like, I've listened to, like, there's a lot of people that, like, I used to consider, like, bitter jurors. Like, Peter and Alec are namely those two, or whatever, And it's like, they will tell me up and down every day, like, it's not being bitter. It's just shitty jury management. Same with, like, Ian Terry. Of course, Ian Terry obviously has more to, like, say, or, like, he won, but, like, he will tell you, like, he'll tell you exactly why it was better jury management. And, like, jury management's a real-ass thing. And I agree. Like, I can't disagree with how you manage a jury,
There's how you make people feel, though. And people vote on how, like, so if someone made you feel like complete dog shit, you're not going to vote for them to win unless they're also against dog shit like this in my season. Um, but I don't think that strategy actually matters in the end as much as I did before I made it on the show.
Yeah.
I think that people care more about did they make a complete fool out of me, and if they did were they like being an asshole about it? Because if you're like oh, we've had this in the works forever, you never had a chance, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Well, guess what, motherfucker? I got a vote still. Well, it's like the one piece of power you actually do have, and it's like people should respect that power, and a lot of people don't respect that power because they want like their TV moment of like, yo, I'm gonna fucking shit all over someone, and it's gonna be fucking great. It's just there's something to be said about both sides, but
it's hard to articulate.
No, absolutely, no. I think you're right. I'm probably wrong. I know that.
No, we're probably both right and wrong.
Of course. Let's see. What do we have next? I mean, fucking they get up on the wall.
Yeah, I should check to see.
I have it up right now. I've been looking at it. I've been figuring out the playing field's been essentially wiped. It looks like there's about 3 people up right now. 3 people. Yeah. It looks like it is Brandy in the running, James, and Omarosa. Yeah.
Is that Omarosa?
Yeah, she's hanging in. But again, this is a fucking sitting competition. I mean, I'm curious to know, like, my God, like, this is fucking the geriatrics version of fucking Big Brother. Like, this is insanity.
Yeah. James is gonna win this.
How can he? He has to. Like, I'm sure. Oh, and Brandy just fell. This is some live. Yes, this is some real time action here. Play-by-play calls. I thought she was gonna hang in a lot longer.
Mine is delayed.
I'm using I'm using BB Viewer from what is it? Oh, 8-bit. I gotta make sure I get their name right here. It's, oh man, I can't believe I'm fucking this up right now.
I would need James to win. Do you think it's good? I just saw her drop. Do you think it's good if James wins this next or Omarosa? Because if Omarosa goes on the block, I feel like she's going to put up James.
Hold on one second. I'm so sorry. Okay, I just figured this out. It's, yes. Thank you, Yaspreet. It is Liquid, Liquid 8D. Liquid 8D. If you actually go and download this thing called BB Viewer, you just have to put in your password and your username for CBS. BB Viewer is fucking a great little application. It gives you the feeds and it's a lot more control, a lot more it's just like, it's better. I think it's way better. Everyone should check it out. Don't take my word for it. Whatever. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry to cut you off, but yes, serious business.
I was saying, who do you think it's in their is it in James' best interest to win? And I'm gonna.
What do you think? You go first.
So if I'm hanging on the wall, I guess it depends on how a couple factors, like how is the audience, like who are they rooting for, and I if I'm James, I think I got to win against Omarosa, because Omarosa is definitely gonna come after me.
Well, and the thing about it, James, is like you were just on the block. Like, the thing about this game is that there's like, with only 1 week left, it's just like, at this point, win everything. Why not?
Yeah.
You know, like, why not win everything? Like,
that's true.
So you're going into like a double. You're obviously the strongest competitor in the house right now. Like, Meta World Peace, maybe. Who knows if he wants to? Like, I can't believe he seemed like he was maybe the first out on this competition. You're sitting in a goddamn chair. Like, how were you out, Meta World Peace?
He's a giant. That's why.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. But also what James said on this episode, he's 6'2", I think. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's true.
but yeah. So like obviously the wall's usually built for women to win. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, James just fell. Omarosa is the
No.
new HOH. That is
All right.
breaking news. Breaking news coming here live on the block. Omarosa is the winner. What does she do? Let's talk about it.
What should she do, or what do I?
What
I
do you?
think.
We'll do both. Shit, fuck
All
it.
right. Yeah.
Do we? Does
So
people have questions?
if
Should we just fuck their questions and just do this?
yeah, let's just. I didn't get many questions today, so I mean, we could take a couple, but I think that.
Oh, I'm so
what I
sorry about
think-
the spoilers, and I'm also sorry about my alarm is going off. What is happening?
So anyway,
What a shit
Um,
show.
Omarosa wins. Spoiler alert. Uh, and I think that what she should do is she should split up Ross and Marissa, put them both on the block.
Smart.
That's what she should do. What I
Ooh.
think she'll do
Yeah.
is I think she'll put up what's James and Mark.
She said on this episode she wants a girl to win.
Did she? I missed that part.
Yeah, she definitely was like I'm trying to have a girl win this season. Like I want a girl to win. She explicitly said that on this episode. So I think whatever you just said, like literally exactly probably what she will do. I think.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I hate people that.
I
play
agree.
this
I hate
gender.
that. I hate that bullshit too. Where it's like, because I think the smarter idea is to either put up Ari and Brandy, or
No.
or Marissa and Ross. So
I
you
think
could
she's
also do
closer.
a combo. Well, yeah. Like you have to side with someone right now, you know. But at
Yeah.
the same time, like there's also a case to be made where it's like I need to break up the couples right now, you know. Like she has to break up one of the couples. She could actually put up one of each, but then you get 4 people mad at you. That's a big problem.
Yeah.
But I mean, then you guarantee that one of the couples will be on the block at the end because whichever one wins, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but which couple is she actually closer to? Because Brandy called her out.
Exactly. Brandy and Omarosa, I think they don't get along necessarily. But like I think Omarosa is probably closer to, you know, Marissa and Ross. But at the same time, it's like they're all playing game. They have to just you have to just start breaking people up at some point. Like, not everyone can win the game.
Yeah, or I think she's just gonna go after James and whatever,
Mark.
and then have James and Mark.
Backdoor.
One of them's gonna go. No, I don't think she's
Oh.
gonna backdoor. One of them's gonna go, and then she's gonna let the duos fight each other, and she'll just be left over. That's actually not a bad idea. I think about it.
Okay, I like that.
It's kind of a boring move. It's not like you're taking control of the game like Ari did. But
Is that in
I'm
Omarosa's nature
convincing-
though? She's not a person to like sit by idly. I think that if she did do that, it'd be a huge move for her. I think it'd be even bigger move than her going after some crazy shit and trying to like play a big move. Like Omarosa, the biggest character, doing some like subtlety would be a bigger move than her doing something huge. Does that make any
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
can see that.
I'm getting I'm lost now. I'm gone.
I think I'm slowly convincing myself the exact opposite of where I started.
I like it. That's good. Interesting. Does anyone in the chat here have any questions?
Or what is your opinions? What she should and shouldn't do?
I mean, problem is that I don't know who she's close to. I don't know. Like the problem is that it's like you can just run through. Yeah, I would just run through everything. Yeah, where it's like maybe put up Marissa and Ari with Brandy the backdoor or Ross the backdoor, but then you have the problem of being 4 people mad at you. So then, I mean, it might be smart just to do the 2. Like the biggest problem, the biggest problem is if you put up one or the other, or like one from each pairing, then the other person
Four
can
people.
win the veto. So then Brandy wins veto, takes down Ari, and then she has to put up another person. So then she actually has 5 people mad at her. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That's the
Don't
biggest
do
problem.
that.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem with that style of gameplay. So it's probably smarter just to like put up 2 people from their own pair, and then fucking have the backdoor option of Brandy. Maybe.
Meta is the most safe.
Guaranteed.
This week.
Guaranteed. But also,
And
he's a
everybody
man,
else, I
so-
think, should be a little worried.
Maybe Omarosa's just playing that shit up. She might just be playing that shit up. We don't know if that's actually how she thinks. Like, she might say that shit, but I mean, I don't know. Like, what if it comes to meta world peace and a girl? What's she gonna do? You know?
Do you think Omarosa will honor her deal to not put up or backdoor James? I guess there was a deal that was
Yeah, that's
made.
what I kind of saw that in the chat here. I think that she probably has to honor her deal. I bet like that's gonna gain her points. Who does she really have in the game? She might as well start like trying to earn points with someone. You know, like
Yeah, but earlier this season, she was saying, "Hey, you can't be making deals when you're shaking." Like,
oh yeah, no shit, yeah, of course.
so she might have just said that. And it's very like Omarosa to do Omarosa things like say you're gonna do something and then do the
Not do it
exact opposite.
yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
So I think James is getting backdoored now, actually, because if
I
they are,
could see that. I could see that easily. He's the strongest. He's the strongest competitor right now. Like he's the biggest threat. He's the biggest single threat.
so then who goes up? Mark and who? I'm assuming Mark because he was already up before.
Problem with the backdoor at this point is that it's like now everyone plays, right? How many people play for veto?
Yeah. But part of it is not. Part of it isn't because of getting chosen. Part of it is because she said, "Oh, we got a deal." So you're saying this,
Yeah.
and you're covering your tracks because you're saying, like, let's say a veto happens,
Yep, you're right.
you can
you're right,
still
you're right,
do
you're
the
right.
thing.
Yep. That makes sense, 100%. Because yeah, you don't put him up originally, so yeah,
Yeah.
you put up like Mark. What she has to
Yeah.
put up Mark and Meta.
Fuck! Now everybody's up. I was just saying that is the most safe, and
Dude,
now I don't
no,
know.
he has to go up. It has to be Mark and Meta. Because then she can be like, well, if the veto gets used, then Mark goes home. Or veto doesn't get used, then Mark goes home, you know?
Or Meta, and Meta would be fine with that.
Well,
I guess.
yeah, that's right. He'd probably be fighting for that, yeah. No, I don't know. I think that it has to be Mark and Meta. Just as like 2 pawns. And they're both going to try to fight for it. And Meta's
Yeah.
like a fucking competitor.
Yeah, I think we've talked enough,
done it.
and I think
We did it.
we've
We
literally
finished it.
said every single
Everything.
person.
Everyone's
could
going
go
home. Yep. Everyone's going home.
This week.
It's all fun.
way-
Yeah.
That way, we're not wrong on Monday.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Monday has to be a double, right?
We'll be like, called it.
Yep, exactly. I knew it. No, I agree. I think we did it.
I think there's going to be a triple eviction this season.
I think there could be. It'd be fucking bonkers. We'll see.
Hey, what was that America's vote? What was that America's vote
Oh,
thing?
the America's vote. Let me look up right here. Adam Ryda posted it. Let me look up old Adam Ryda here. Big old shout out to Adam Ryda, our Australian correspondent here. I know he's also a correspondent for Rob Has a Podcast. But so what it says is these are the 3 different things you can vote on. Essentially, what we're voting on is the vetoes that people could win.
Is it like the boomerang veto?
Okay, so the diamond veto. The veto winner has the power to remove one of the nominees from the chopping block and also name the replacement nominee.
Okay.
The VIP veto. The winner of this veto will have the option to use the veto once or twice or not at all in the same veto meeting. If the winner of the VIP veto removes one of the nominees, he or she will wait for a replacement nominee to be made before deciding if they want to use a second time.
Oh, okay.
Which
I
is
like it.
interesting. I like that too. Like that little caveat of, you have to wait before when they choose it. And then you can be like, oh, wait, I've got a second one. Suck
Yeah.
it. I hope, like, that'd be a
Yeah.
nice little TV moment right there.
Yeah, because like because you can double make sure that your alliance is good. All right, I like that one.
Okay,
It's like the boomerang one, but
I don't know the
different.
boomerang one.
That was from OTT.
Oof, I don't remember.
That's all right. Go on.
Yeah. The final one is the spotlight veto. The winner of this veto is guaranteed to be in the spotlight at the veto meeting because
What does that mean?
Because this veto has to be used to save one of the two nominees from the chopping block. So it's like an auto veto, essentially, is what I'm reading from that.
Okay, yeah,
Like,
they have
just
to use it.
has to use it. Yep. Which is like of these three, like there's only one that seems like that's a good one, where it's like they're both decent, but also like the VIP veto is like that seems the best. Just give that one out. Let's see some crazy shit.
Yeah, but that could also be boring because I remember that when it was used last time, it like whoever won it didn't use either of the vetoes.
It's like, pass. Yeah,
Was
that
it BBOTT?
sucks.
I can't remember.
Know. Yeah, that sucks. I hate that shit. I just want something that's going to be used and it's going to create drama. And also, this is definitely, a wrench in Amaros's plan.
Because that's potentially 3 allies there that have saved if you win. Because you're vetoing... you're safe, and then you could veto 2 people. So
Wait, can you can't... I'm guessing you can't veto whoever they just replaced.
yeah, that's why you gotta wait.
So you can just be like, nope, send her back. Like,
Yeah,
no,
it's like
let's go again.
it's like, all right, Judd is off the block. Let's put up McRae, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, I used the second thing on McRae.
McRae's back. See, that's a bonkers power. I want to see that happen. That will never happen, but if you have that power, you have to use that, or you have to be like, of course, I'm just gonna create as many enemies for that other person as possible, right?
Yeah, I'm liking the boomerang, or whatever the one is. This one.
Yeah. I like boomerang. I like calling it the boomerang one. That seems better. Yeah, it comes back. It comes right back.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've finished it. I think we've talked everything we can about Big Brother. I think we've absolutely covered the gamut.
Yeah.
What do you have to plug?
I have to plug my Twitter. If you could follow me at CameronHurd210 at twitter.com, and my own Instagram this time.
Yeah.
I'm tired of plugging my dogs.
Smart.
And I assume it's the same thing. Cameron Hurd 210. Yeah, it is. I just checked.
Excellent.
Cameron Hurd 210.
Excellent.
Yeah.
What I have to plug is again, it's my friend named Noel. I don't remember what his music name is, but that's the music in the beginning. And then Danny made this nice little background. None of those names mean anything to anyone, but I love them. And a big shout out to big birthday boy Big Spencer. Love that guy. Yeah. And if you want to follow me, you can follow me at McRae Chum on Twitter. And the rest of it's all in the chat if you're on Twitch. But, hamsterwatch.com. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
We should have, like, a counter, like, at the bottom right. Every time one of us says, ding, like.
But yeah, we might be able to work on that. Definitely, I think, like, I've got a lot more ideas. I think that this season we're just, like, plowing through the season so quickly that it's, like, I don't have really a time to breathe. But I think with Big Brother Canada, I'm going to try to up the game, try to up the ante. We'll see.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that schedule is a little bit more doable.
Yeah, exactly. This one's just a fucking balls out slugfest. Yes. After this, I'm going to be playing Sea of Thieves. So it's just a pirate game, and I'll be pirating around. Thanks, everyone, for watching. On behalf of Cameron, I am McRae. Adios, amigos. I forgot my own name. Bye-bye.